Welcome to Portugal. On this visit, I'll be exploring some of the World Heritage sites here, from the far reaches of the Azores and Madeira Islands to the culture-rich cities of Porto and Lisbon. This trip will not only give you history, but will amaze you with this country's natural beauty and adventure. I'm Alice Ford, and this is World Heritage Adventures. Welcome to the beautiful island of Madeira, Portugal. Portugal has some of the most beautiful coastline in the entire world, and today I'm going to be exploring some of the World Heritage sites here, as well as showing you some of the best places to hike, adventure, and look for culture. My day began on an early morning hike to catch the sunrise at Ponte de Serre, the easternmost point on Madeira Island, where the rugged rocks have been shaped by the sea. This island is actually closer to Africa than it is to Europe, and it was discovered back in the 15th century by the Portuguese. Within 100 years, they had it colonized, and its beautiful mountains were turned into vineyards. It has lots of hiking trails and is even home to the second tallest sea cliff in the world. Madeira Island is home to some of the oldest forests in the entire world, and it used to cover almost the entire island. But back when the Portuguese settled this island, they slashed and burned about 95% of the forest to make room for vineyards and sugarcane plantations. Today, there is just a small amount left, but it's the largest area that's protected in the world for this kind of forest. So right now I'm heading up to Paul de Serre to do some more exploration of this laurisilva forest. This incredible plateau that I'm standing on is called Paul de Serre, and it's part of the ecological park here and one of the most popular places for people to come. It's right at the top of the mountain here in Madeira, and the drive up is absolutely amazing. So if you're afraid of heights, I recommend going on a tour and not driving yourself. But once you get up here, there's hundreds of miles of trails that you can take, and none of them are too challenging as it's pretty flat. Hiking is a really popular thing to do here in Madeira, and there are thousands of miles of trails. Where I am right now is in part of the laurel forest, and this is protected by UNESCO, as laurel forests, or laurisilva as they're called, used to cover almost all of southern Europe 15 to 40 million years ago. During the last ice age, these were almost completely wiped out. And here on Madeira Island, as well as in small parts in the Azores and the Canary Islands, are the last places on this planet that you can see any of this type of tree. I'm walking along the 25 Fountains Trail, which is one of the most popular trails here in Madeira. And it is a great place to not only see some of this amazing intact laurisilva forest, but it's also great for the levadas. And there are 25 fountains of the levadas that you can see on this trail, so I'm excited to see the rest. A levada is an aqueduct, and these were originally built back in the 15th century to supply water to all the farmers that lived here on the island when they first colonized it. Today, it's a source of hydroelectric power for the island, and it makes for some great walking trails with over 1,300 miles of them on the island. Fountains is just one of many hikes here on Madeira, and this one was really fun, and it was nice seeing the levadas and how cool they are. Keep in mind that this trail comes way downhill and then you end up on a flat period. So the way back to the parking lot is pretty steep, and if you don't want to do that, there is a shuttle that you can take from the parking lot, so make sure that you bring a couple euros so you can take that if you don't want to hike. I decided to go a different way down the mountain, and I just had to show you guys this because this road took me down towards the town of Calheta, which it's kind of like we emerged into a different planet altogether. It looks like a lot of these trees died in a forest fire. I'm not sure how many years ago, but this cloud has come up on the side of the mountain, and it's made this whole area look just like really mysterious, and I feel like I'm in a horror movie all of a sudden, so I really had to show you, and off to the next spot. Behind me is the Cabo Giro Lookout, and this is actually the second tallest sea cliff in the entire world, but it's a great place to come just for a few minutes if you want to get a great view of Funchal, which you can see in the distance here, and the Atlantic Ocean, which is over my left-hand shoulder. So it's absolutely beautiful, and it should be on everyone's list if you're coming for a visit to Madeira. This is Funchal, the capital of Madeira, and the oldest Atlantic city established outside the old colony. One of the best ways to see this city is by cable car, so I'm about to hop on and see just how beautiful it is from the sky. After getting to the top of Funchal on the cable car, one of the funnest ways to get back down is to take the Monty's Toboggan. This has been around since the 1800s and was put in place to get people down to the bottom of the hill before they had public transportation here. I zipped more than a mile down the streets of Madeira. The wooden runners on my sled were greased with lard, and my drivers wore shoes soled with rubber tires, a tradition that has remained the same for over 100 years. Monty's Toboggan was a great ending to an amazing and short stay in Madeira, but I'm off to explore some more World Heritage sites, so I'll see you in the Azores.